I'm not going to give our young ladies a pass, but I know there were jitters. I know there's anxiousness. The thing that I'm most pleased with is you're at the point in the season when the young ladies are tired of playing each other. They're tired of beating up on each other. They're tired of our male practice team, so it was just good to get out there against some fresh bodies. That was probably the most important thing. Very pleased with how we shared the ball, 23 assists on 37 baskets. I thought that was excellent. I thought we got too unselfish with making the extra pass sometimes when we had straight line layups that we could have taken, but I love the fact that they were trying to play as a team. I thought we only got to the free throw line. We only had 20 attempts. That should have been doubled in a game like that, but that adds to shot selection. But overall, pleased with the defensive intensity that we came out with. We just got to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. Are some of those like nervous turnovers, play selection, that sort of thing?
Definitely. I would love to give Greenville credit, but I think only out of those 21 turnovers, only one, I think, was forced turnovers. I think that's us trying to hit the home run in some situations. Yes, we want to look at our primary and secondary, but we got to value the ball and understand tempo. And then I thought a lot of those came off of pivots, just pivot feet, and that comes from just trying to be too quick and excited with the ball. So things we can clean up. That ball rack will be in effect with the turnover balls on there, so we'll get their attention of value in the basketball.
I wanted to ask, Sequoia Allman's performance out there seemed like she was quietly efficient and solid. Is
Most
that kind of
definitely.
the same impression?
Most definitely. Coming in, I can tell you for a fact right now, she's not even looking for hers like she can because she's willingly wanting to be a distributor and a facilitator. Lanaya was at the end of quite a few of those, but to walk in the door with 6 assists and 1 turnover, that's why we went after that kid. You see the similarity. She can be a ball hawk just like Q and Jaden, and she fits what we're trying to do, but she's so unselfish. And this week I'm going to get her in the gym and just look for hers just a little bit more coming off those screens because she can shoot it.
Kind of like the way she was able to play at various paces and always seemed under control.
Always seemed under control. Most people don't know I told her I was going to get her one, but I was walking by in practice and I kept looking at her, and she has all her plays written on her hand and up her arm because she's trying to learn it. And I told her I was going to go over to Nick and borrow a quarterback sleeve from her, but I told her to forget about the plays and just play. The plays are structures, and I want her natural feel for the game because she does have great tempo.
You mentioned the defense. So for the most part, how pleased were you with the rotations?
I like the rotations. We met on that yesterday. We've worked on it when we scrimmaged a couple times against our guys, and we're just trying to get a feel for what each kid can do for us. That's why we needed a game like this. Our private scrimmage gave us a good look with more athletic teams in our rotations and what we were looking at. But the 2 games that we've played thus far have given us 2 completely different looks. We knew we would see zone tonight, and I was pleased with the rotations that we saw on defense.
What are you going to be looking for from this group in the days before you strap it up and get it on with SEMO Tuesday?
You know what, I want to start. I think the number one thing I talked to our kids about was toughness. The game rewards toughness. And by far, Lanaya Randall was the toughest player on the floor tonight. And her coming in with a double-double, Lanaya is capable of doing that every night because she's willing to outwork her opponent. She's nonstop. Yeah, there are things we're going to have to clean up, but that's what I'm trying to emulate. And Q sets the tone for that when she's out front. Jaden sets the tone for that. But what I'm looking for is that work pail mentality. We're going to put on our construction hats. We're going to get our work pail, and every day we're going to go and prepare and clean up. And the most important game is the next one.
And since you mentioned Lanaya, I was tweeting at halftime. She seemed to work the game like you were playing UNI or Drake or somebody in the league. I mean, it just seemed like she just locks in and plays hard every night, doesn't she?
It's SIU versus SIU with Lanaya, and she's the same kid. You see her the same way in practice. She wants the rep. She doesn't want to get off the floor. But you see that. You see that from her. You see that with Sid. Sid, I trust Sydney to know my playbook frontwards and backwards. She understands what we want. I challenged her. I called that last time out because I was like, hey, we can keep shooting all these long balls, but we're going to play some teams that can convert those in transition. These kids' closeouts weren't that great. Let's put it on the floor, get fouled. She did just that to end the game. And Sid's that type of player where I know I can rely on her to execute the game plan.